Hey guys, this is Anastasia, and this video is a catch-up video for my full moon incense blends. This video is for October's full moon, which is the the hunter's moon. Again, I am holding my phone as the camera, so if the camera gets jittery or shaky, that is why. The hunter's moon is the traditional name for this moon, and it is the one that I also I resonate most with. The reason for the name is this is the time of year when game would be hunted. They've eaten during the light of the year, when during the fruitful months, and it's now time for us to start preparing for the dark of the year when food isn't so abundant. This is the time of the year when the hunters would go out and hunt animals that they could be preserved and kept. The meat could be kept through as much of the winter as possible. Samhain is right around the corner as well, which is the third harvest, and the third harvest also is sometimes seen as the time to slaughter the livestock that would not make it through the winter during the time of our ancestors. So these are the reasons why the hunter's moon is quite appropriate. Another name for the moon at this time, which also coincides very easily with all of those themes, is the blood moon. The purpose of the hunt was not just to kill. It certainly wasn't for sport. At least not for most. The hunt was indeed for survival, and the hunt was not just kill an animal and harvest some of its meat. It was every part of the animal was used. You would make pelts, you would make blankets, you would have different parts of the animal used for different things. It was truly a need. When you made a kill, it was to be done clean and quick. It wasn't for show. It was out of necessity. The blood spilled itself was a sacred offering to the gods and goddesses for some. The gods and goddesses that would be appeased by this would be ones especially of the hunt. So you're looking at goddesses like Artemis or Skadi, or my personal patron, Cernunnos, just to name a few. For me, I take this a step further, because during all of this, these are things I can say, but I can't wrap my head around it, because in my day and age, the time I live in, it's the middle of winter and I want food. I can go down to the grocery store and, get a salad in a bag. I can get fruits. I can get vegetables. I can get meat. I can get bread. It's all there. There's nothing for me to go out and harvest myself. There is nothing for me to actually have to kill, let alone break down and things of that nature. It's such a thing for me that and I'm very glad that I don't have to go through all the struggles that my ancestors went through. But all of that talk of blood leads me to yet another very important thing, which is that tie to my ancestors. I don't need to go out onto the hunt because my life is different, my society is different, my time is different. While I can't fully understand what it is that they went through, I can certainly honor the hardships they endured. I can honor the lengths they had to go to ensure that the line that I belong to succeeded. And I am here today a product of how many hunts that would have taken place, how many hunters have led to me sitting here tonight talking about this moon, which I honor them with. So the hunter's moon, it is really, for me, an in-depth time. It definitely connects to the energies of Samhain, because it does connect to my ancestors. It does connect to my blood. It does connect to the idea of sacrifice. You must sacrifice to survive. And I think that is still true in this society. It's just what we sacrifice is a little different. And what survival means is a little different. I can get by from day to day having given nothing. But am I truly learning? Am I truly living? Am I truly evolving if I give nothing of myself to others around me? If I sacrifice nothing, I'm not going to get anything. And that is what sacrifice means for me. Currently. Certainly in the past it has meant quite a few different things. And who's to say in the future what it might mean for me. And I understand my idea of sacrifice is probably very different than other people's idea of sacrifice. But this is the time to really think about that. We're entering the dark of the year. What is it that serves us? What is it that doesn't serve us? What are some things we can leave by the wayside? Because, sweetie, we don't need to bring that energy into the dark of the year with us. What are some things that, maybe do mean a great deal to us? And maybe we have to sacrifice a bit of those things. Maybe we really enjoy, going out with the girls and having drinks. Maybe we really enjoy going shopping every other. I'm displaying very feminine things, I know. Maybe we really enjoy sitting and playing video games at all hours of the day and night. But are we really growing then? Are we really embracing our full potential? If all we do is feed what we enjoy, and we don't take time to pause and really think, okay, I'm doing these things and I really like them, but am I really gaining something from them aside from just enjoyment? Because this life is supposed to be more than just what we want and what we enjoy doing. I think those who do what is hard and do what is perhaps not always the most fun and most well-liked thing to do, those that put the time in and make the effort, and sometimes make themselves uncomfortable, and sometimes put themselves through Hades and back, those are the ones that emerge truly enlightened in this life. And the hunter's moon means all of that and so much more for me. Because simply by walking the path of the hunter, I'm able to see where their connections can be brought into my life as well. Even though I am living a life very different than my ancestors, I can still learn from their struggles and learn from their path. And that, for me, is what this moon is about. So, when I made this incense, the ingredients I used in it were, for the lunar element, pomegranate, apple, rose, elderflower, poppy seed, willow, white willow specifically, jasmine, and white lily. And I bound that with gardenia oil. All of those are items that I connect very much to the underworld and very much to kind of rituals for those who have passed away, because it is through them that I have the life experience I have today. It is through them that I have so much and am so blessed in this life. And this is that moon for me to really do honor to them. So I wanted them to be in the forefront. And all of my quote-unquote lunar connections with my full moon incense usually are, I always get nervous to say they always are water elements, because there's some that kind of will play tricks. They're water elements to me. They might not be a traditional water element, but for me they do connect to that element. So if it's not a traditional connection, it is a personal connection. And again, traditionally, that water element connects to the other realms. It connects to the unknown. So I do like that. For this specific one, I chose oak leaf, rosemary, lilac, and then dragon's blood oil. Oak leaf to do honor to the hunter, to do honor to the king of the forest. Oak leaf is also about strength, youth, attraction, knowledge. I don't know if it's a traditional correspondence, but I've always connected it to courage as well. Rosemary. Rosemary is about protection. It is about love. It is about clarity. It is about remembrance. It is definitely an herb that I connect to the ancestors. It also is an herb that I connect to the good folk, and they definitely are to be honored during this time as well. They truly are to be honored throughout the year, because no matter what the season brings, the Fae are never, they're always connected. But this time of year, because that veil is is thin, and I know a lot of people just connect the thin veil to the land of the ancestors, but for me it also connects to the Fae. And then lilac, lilac, I always say it wrong, again, is about beauty. It is about love. It is about wisdom, which is very important in this time. Again, whenever working with the ancestors, I know a lot of times it's, well, my life is so different from my ancestors. Well, we can learn from their wisdom, and their lessons can be translated into different forms or different ways for us to learn from. And I think wisdom is what speaks to that. Lilacs are also good for memories. And because of the lilacs' connection to beauty and happiness, for me personally, it connects me to happy memories. Again, lilac, as well as oak leaf, I believe, are also very much connected to the Fae. Dragon's blood, again, good for protection. It is good for energy boosting, which is always good entering the dark of the year. And again, I think because of the name Dragon's blood, for me, it does connect to that concept or ideal of sacrifice. So I do like having that. Blood also, it being in the title, helps me put that intent again a bit more about the lessons from my ancestors and honoring them during this time of year. So yes, that was, I should say, my incense blend for the Hunter's Moon this last year, and kind of some random thoughts I have on the Hunter's Moon. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks guys for watching. Blessed be.